it's your host, Seth the Programmer, and today we're going to be doing a Naruto power scale. This power scale will only be including mainly the higher ups of original Shippuden, not the Boruto era or anything like that, or even the last, just the higher ups in Shippuden. The reason is because analyzing a single character can take a long time, especially for Naruto. Naruto is a lot more vague than, say, Dragon Ball. So I will not be going super in-depth with every character. That's because analyzing a single character can take up to 10 minutes, possibly more. So for this video, we're just going to be giving brief overviews of every character, their power, how much stronger they are than the other characters, etc., etc. Maybe giving some numerical, examples so you guys can look at them on all that stuff. Also, if you do like my content, be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. I worked my ass off on all these videos. I'm going to be uploading a lot more in February as well. A lot more Naruto content is coming, so be sure to check that out. If you haven't already, check out my Itachi, Sasuke, and Naruto analysis if you want a more in-depth analysis. But other than that, let's get started. Alright, so for this scale, we're just going to be saying Naruto in his base. Pre-Six Paths is like a 1. Then I'm going to be giving you a general idea of how much stronger the higher tiers of Naruto get from there. We're going to be starting off with full Kyuubi Cloak Naruto. This one will be the longest analysis-wise due to being the most important. Scaling this is honestly the most difficult and important part of the video. Also remember, we will be lowballing for simplicity's sake. Remember, we will be lowballing for simplicity's sake. I will give an example of what a highball will look like at the end of the video. So to find out how much stronger the Kyuubi cloak is, we need to look at how much stronger just the singular Bijou cloak tails make you. Then we can scale up. In part 1 of Naruto, just having one tail shot him up by over 10 times his normal strength. This is due to Sasuke, who is dominating him with just a mature Sharingan, was on not equal terms with his one-tailed cloak, while in his curse mark second stage. The second stage curse mark can amplify Shinobi's power by over 10 times their normal abilities, and this is ignoring the fact that Sasuke was granted the special heaven curse mark that could be even stronger. And while I consider 10 times per tail a valid lowball at first, you need to remember the Kyuubi chakra isn't a multiplication of the user's chakra, it's an addition, meaning the multiplier would go down as the user gets stronger. A good example of this is when Kakashi gets Naruto's Bijou cloak and it amps him by 3 times his chakra. Bijou cloak being extremely close to having one tail, literally the next step from what Naruto had versus Sasuke, whereas not even having the cloak could amp Naruto to be even stronger than the curse mark 1 stage in part 1 versus Gaara. This is a good example of the multiplier diminishing as you get stronger, but it should also be noted it's extremely convoluted how this works due to Naruto giving the same cloak to thousands of shinobi, but this is where the low ball comes into play. We'll say that each tail is a 4 times amp of Naruto's chakra, and with 9 tails, that would be a 36 times multiplier. Then remember, there's a version 2 tailed beast state. The power of this is just below 2 times normal tailed beast cloak states. A good example of this is Killer B versus Kisame, where B comes at Kisame with a full 8-tailed version 2 cloak, and Kisame Samehada, which was stated to be able to drain at least 6 tails worth of chakra at a time, brought B down to the 8-tailed version of the stage before second state. God, this is confusing. However, he also states he wasn't expecting to take that much chakra, implying it stole more than 6 tails of chakra. It's logical to conclude that the version 2 states are 2 times as powerful as the normal states, meaning version 2 9-tailed Naruto would be over 72 times normal chakra levels, lowballing. Calculating full-tailed beast release is pretty much impossible, so we'll just ignore that for time's sake. It's not really far-fetched to say it's many dozens of times stronger, however, so we'll just lowball and say Kyuubi mode Naruto is at least a 72. Sage mode Kyuubi Naruto is easier to find out. In the anime special power, Sage mode Naruto easily takes out a 4-tailed version 2 counterpart of himself, whereas a 6-tailed version 2 version of himself could dominate Pain way harder than he could as just a Sage, taking Shinra Tensei and making Pain run off to, get the catastrophic devastation technique. With this logic, Sage mode is easily equal to a 5-tailed version 2 Kyuubi, which makes sense considering he could push the actual Kyuubi with many shadow clones, etc. in his training when he was trying to unlock the Kyuubi's chakra. If a normal tail is a 4 and a version 2 is 8, then this means Sage mode is a 40, making a Kyuubi Sage Naruto a 112 on this scale. Hashirama Senju is probably a lot stronger than you thought. Hashirama was so powerful that he didn't just take on the Kyuubi Naruto is using, but he took on the Kyuubi with both its yin and yang chakras, while fighting Madara Uchiha at the same time. Madara Uchiha then merged his perfect Susanoo with the full Nine Tails, and Hashirama still won. The perfect Susanoo, even when in a weakened, reanimated state, was still able to rival the Bijou, the Nine Tails in particular. Madara is at least stronger than all the Tailed Beast and Naruto, even with just a weakened Limbo clone with one eye. He then absorbs Hashirama's Sage Mode directly. It can be logically implied he is at least greater than Hashirama. He even states he could take out Jubi Obito with this state even before reviving. The same Jubito stated to be stronger than Hashirama's reanimation, possibly even when he was alive. Madara then absorbs the Ten Tails. This Ten Tails being even more complete than the 10 Tails that when concentrated was stronger than Hashirama. And no guys, I'm not implying Hashirama equals the 10 Tails, there's simply no way to factually state their difference in power without headcanon. So if we imply a more complete 10 Tails is larger than Hashirama, this would at bare minimum double Madara's fighting abilities. Might Guy is then literally so powerful in the 8th gate that he can literally kill 10 Tails Madara without even physically touching him, simply by punching the air. And yes, Madara does confirm this. Naruto with his initial Six Paths Sage Mode surpasses 10 Tails Madara and blitzes him and one-shots him and the God Tree with one Lava Rasen Shuriken. And no, Madara was not weakened here, he actually stated that he wasn't. He specifically said Naruto was simply extremely powerful now. Madara then absorbs the God Tree, however he's still not on par with the Rinnegan Sasuke and full cloaked Bijou Naruto. Madara then obtains another Rinnegan, so he has the complete set, the same Rinnegan that allowed it to blink away the Tailed Beast, and in which having two of amps it beyond that increase, as stated by Obito and everyone else. So having both your Rinnegan makes you stronger than just the increase one Rinnegan would give you, so you could imply he's like a Tailed Beast stronger. So Madara also awakens Kaguya's Rinnegan later on, but he never actually gets to really fight with it, so we don't really know how strong it made him, if that makes sense. Although it can be implied he's still weaker than Kaguya with Kaguya's eye. Naruto and Sasuke then rival this Madara, not the Kaguya eye Madara, but the one with the dual Rinnegan. Good example is Naruto's Shadow clones being on par with Madara's Limbo clones. Yes, actually, Naruto's Shadow clones and Madara's Limbo were literally swapping hands with each other, so it could be implied that they're around equal to each other, which is kind of weird when you think about it. Kaguya then surpasses all of them, being that even by herself was already stronger than the Jubi in the past, except now with the Jubi absorbed and the entire Shinobi Alliance's chakra. Hell, she might have even absorbed Madara's chakra too. Even extremely lowballing Kaguya would at least be a normal Rinnegan Madara stronger than the God Tree Madara that we saw fight Naruto and Sasuke. Kind of weird to think about, but remember that the Kaguya that fought, Hagoromo didn't have the Jubi or Madara absorbed, although it can be implied that she was still much stronger in her prime. Because remember, Kaguya did absorb Madara when she transformed, and she does have the Jubi as well. And before that, she was considered way stronger than the Jubi, even without absorbing it directly. Naruto and Sasuke then begin to develop their abilities and grow stronger, and Naruto with like fucking thousands of shadow clones can even push Kaguya to the point where she is forced to strategize. He even blatantly swapped hands with her at one point with his True-Seeking Orbs, however this increase is unquantifiable. Feel free to use your headcanon for that one, just note that they are stronger than Madara at least. In the final battle, Sasuke masters his abilities even more and absorbs all the Tailed Beast, giving him a Jubi-like increase. Naruto then counters with the Six Paths Giant Rasen Shuriken, both surpassing even Kaguya in sheer power for a brief moment. With Sasuke's attack being faster than Naruto's, it can be somewhat implied Sasuke is a minuscule bit stronger than Naruto in this clash, but not really enough to mean anything, because they both get knocked the fuck out afterwards. Anyways, that's the list. Fuck, that was way harder than I thought it would be. If you want an example of a highballed scale that I promised earlier, a good example would be look at how Naruto is pretty much Kakashi level, give or take, in base. Then look at how in Kyuubi mode he can give over thousands of ninja over 3 times Kakashi's normal chakra level, which would imply it's like a few thousand in terms of a multiplier. So yeah, I was being pretty generous in this video. but I think this video is a good example of what a basic power scale would look like. The only difference would be, instead of 72, Naruto would be like multi-thousands in terms of difference. But I think the scaling after that is relatively the same. You know, Hashirama is like twice as powerful or 3 times as powerful as the normal Kyuubi. You know, and just like that. Just the basic multipliers are essentially the same. The only difference that you would see is basically Naruto and the Kyuubi. That would be the only difference in terms of power that you'd get from a highballed scale. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something, and till next time.